So, what do you feel as you move through this place? Do you feel a sense of belonging or of being desired at the university?
I definitely, if I'm around my classmates, I feel desired. I'm a mature student. I'm 28, so I came to the program with a lot of prior knowledge, and I'm relatively passionate about my program in the first place. So I've been generally been a helper in my classes. So generally, when I'm in these environments around my classmates, I do feel desired, and I do generally have a good time with people. Same goes for the South Bond building, and as I've gotten to know the faculty a little bit more, um, I felt relatively desired as well. Sometimes when I have that disconnect from faculty, maybe I don't feel as desired, but that's kind of it's a double-edged sword of reality, right? Because you have to invest the time, and if you don't have the time, then what do you do?
Yeah, it's a good point.
So for me, I think a desired student would be someone who's efficient with their time and someone who's planning things ahead and who has, let's say, a good solid uh like they're standing on solid ground, so to speak, right? So they're like formidable people, like in a sense such that they're, what would you say, they're formidable people in a sense such that they can articulate their ideas, they know what they want, and they do the things to get what they want, like not in an aggressive sort of way,
Yeah.
right, but more in kind of like, like this person, they're really something, right? And it's like, yeah, in that sense I would consider that to be a desirable student.
Do you consider yourself an engaged student?
I mean, I definitely spend most of my time like doing school.
Right.
Like there's no other hobby, there's no other like human process that I spend more time doing than school. So if that's your definition of engaged, then I would say I'm definitely engaged in school. You either swim or you sink,
Right.
like there's no real option to sink for me. So yeah, because if I don't pass all of my courses, I can't do co-op.
In your eyes, like what type of attitudes, behaviors, etc., do you think the university like desires the most or values the most? Like who is the model student in your opinion?
I would say that the model student is any student who is willing to try new things. Just take that step forward. A model student would be a student who's willing to take that initiative to expand on their learning outside of just their classes. I think that just having that mentality for students to want to achieve more than just going to classes and just working hard academically, and for them to have that desire to succeed and gain a variety, like a huge variety of of their skills, and try to expand on those. It's that desire that really does make a student a model student, because if you're willing to try, if you have that motivation, I'd say, then you'll be willing to try anything.
I don't feel like I have the resources to be engaged. I do admit that I have very, very high levels of daily stress just in terms of managing my own life outside of school, because I'm 28, I live alone, I pay my own rent. For the first half of the year, I was serving part time as well, but I had to drop that because I couldn't handle both things, running back and forth between work, campus, home, making sure that I was taking care of my daily life in terms of exercising properly, eating properly, doing my dishes, seeing family and loved ones. When you have all of those things to balance, it doesn't feel like it's even possible to engage with the school in any way, because you have this cloud of finances and time management hanging over your head. Like I would have loved to have joined the concert band and also a maker club, but that means that I'd have to make sure that I didn't have work scheduled on a certain night of the week, that I'd have to rent a saxophone, Or if I wanted to join the maker club, I'd have to constantly run back and forth between home hardware, putting money into that, making sure that I was actually contributing to the club rather than just staying as a member and coming maybe once every 2 months.
Right.
So extracurricularly engaged doesn't feel doable.
So, do you feel like you are a undesirable student? And if so, do you think that this has affected your engagement, like your experiences on campus?
Hmm. Well, okay, I would consider myself an undesirable student, but I think the main reason I would do that is because I'm a little too tough on myself, right? Like my friends tell me that a lot, right?
Yeah.
So personally, I would consider myself an undesirable student. And I feel like being an undesirable student has affected my level of engagement with the campus because, I don't think that I'm scheduling my time or being as efficient as I can. And as a consequence of that, I don't think that I'm one, searching for the appropriate student groups that I could join that would be of interest to me. And then two, setting aside the appropriate time to let's say ferment myself within those groups and then also to make a valid, well, not a valid, but a meaningful contribution.
I really found like my true home at Ryerson once I started working in student life. I currently work in student life as it's been like over the past year I've been working there, and the student life staff also are in this space. And when I just go ahead and I interact with them, I feel like I'm really in a comfortable and safe space. I can chat with student staff about what I'm doing, and I really feel welcomed into the space because everyone there really follows the principles of EDI, and they really welcome all students, and they listen to what we have to say and respect our feelings.
So you feel your sense of belonging there.
Yeah.
Do you also feel like in that space you are like desired by the university, like you're considered kind of like
Yes.
a model student?
Yes. I would definitely agree to that these are the spaces where I feel most welcome and I feel most comfortable portraying my true self.
Yeah.
Don't have to be under any restrictions. I can just genuinely interact with people the way I'd like, and I won't be judged for that.